Hello and welcome back to WWE 2K20 Universe Mode, and we are on the final Raw before Hell in a Cell, and we are kicking things off tonight with Miss Money in the Bank Shayna Baszler. Of course, Shayna Baszler having a lot of issues with the former Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch after what happened to Clash of Champions. Shayna Baszler essentially cost Becky Lynch her championship, teasing the cash-in of her briefcase, and then going no. And that was enough for Rhea Ripley to get the big victory at Clash of Champions. Of course, Rhea Ripley will be defending her Raw Women's Championship in our main event this evening against Alexa Bliss. But before we get started on the episode, make sure to hit that like button down below, leave a comment and hit that subscribe button. All of it really helps the channel and I greatly appreciate it. Bianca Belair going up against Shayna tonight. Bianca recently came to Monday Night Raw and has picked up a few victories, looking to get a big upset tonight, beating Miss Money in the Bank Shayna Baszler, but it is a tall order to ask for Shayna. Very rarely being defeated, to be honest. Alexa Bliss may have beaten her last week, but you can't have to say that was due to Becky Lynch's interference. I apologise, 2 weeks ago that was, but that was Becky Lynch's interference that kind of got in the way of that. It may not have directly caused the pin, but after Becky Lynch came in, stuck her nose in business that wasn't hers, well, you got to think that was enough to distract Shayna and allow Alexa to get the big victory, and that is what got Alexa her championship shot tonight. And I think that says within itself how much of a big deal it is to be able to pin the Miss Money in the Bank Shayna Baszler. She has been on a complete tear in Universe Mode. Of course, after Becky Lynch interfered in that match 2 weeks ago, backstage Shayna Baszler ran right after her and attacked her backstage, whacking her over the head with the briefcase. And while we've been told Becky Lynch is okay, Becky Lynch is fine after that attack, but it was dastardly play from Shayna Baszler, getting her revenge backstage, attacking Becky Lynch. But back to the action at hand, Bianca and Shayna. Shayna looking to make Bianca submit right now, getting a sleeper hold in, taking Bianca down to the mat. Is Bianca going to be forced to tap out to this sleeper hold? She is far from the ropes, but Bianca, oh, the strength of Bianca picking up Shayna like she is nothing, just lifting her up and then planting her down. And this could be the turnaround that Bianca needs right now. Oh no, Shayna Baszler reversing the punch to the head and following up with a big clothesline, taking Belair down to the mat. And now Shayna, what is she thinking here? Going after the arm of Bianca. Wanting to try and set her up for as many submissions as possible. Submissions are definitely Shayna Baszler's game. She is the queen of submissions. As Bianca Belair. Look at the strength of Bianca. She's supposed to hold her up and showing off, squatting the weight of Shayna Baszler. My goodness. Very nice stuff from Bianca Belair. She definitely is the EST. The strongest, definitely. Bianca though needs to keep up with this, not allow Shayna Baszler to be able to get back into this. She needs to not be showing off as much. You got to think that probably would be an issue for her. Wait, so you can roll up. One. Only a 1 count there. Later on in the night, we will also be seeing Finn Balor, our #1 contender to the WWE Championship. He will be going up against Sheamus. And now Sheamus is a man with a chip on his shoulder after recent weeks. He managed to get a pinfall victory over the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre. And he is not happy about the fact that Finn Balor is still getting this opportunity of Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell. It feels like it should be him, but wait, so we need to get back to the action at hand. Shayna going for that Kirifuda clutch, but Bianca Belair grabbing the leg, hitting the clothesline onto Shayna, and now calling Shayna up herself. Is she looking for that KOD, that kiss of death? Wait a second, yes, she's got it. Bianca Belair getting Shayna up on her shoulders, and down she goes into the face buster. The KOD, is that enough to put away Shayna Baszler? 1, 2, oh, so close for Bianca. Shayna just managing to kick out of that one. But as I was saying, Sheamus very upset about the fact that he believes he should be deserving of a shot against Drew McIntyre's championship. Finn Balor only got the opportunity after winning a Battle Royal and not even eliminating Sheamus. And well, Sheamus doesn't appreciate this. But tonight, Sheamus and Finn Balor going 1-on-1 before Hell in a Cell, but there is no changes to be made. The contract has been signed. It will definitely be a one-on-one match at Hell in a Cell. Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor for that WWE Championship. No matter how much Sheamus complains, and well, you got to think it's going to be a long time till he gets an opportunity at the championship, because we've got Survivor Series coming up next. Survivor Series is brand versus brand warfare. And while Sheamus saying he's a Raw superstar, there's no reason for Batista to try and take the championship off of Drew McIntyre and put Sheamus in that position. Unlike what he's been doing with Aleister Black, of course. Wanting to take that championship away from the United States champion Aleister Black, having enough of him and his dominant streak. Calling Aleister Black not a Raw superstar, because originally he was on SmackDown. He had one match on SmackDown and then transferred to Monday Night Raw. Batista's had enough of Aleister Black, sending his goons after him, sending Randy Orton and Andrade after Aleister Black. And well, last week we had the first loss of Aleister Black here on Monday Night Raw. It was a wild one. It was supposed to be a tag team match. Tyler Bate and Aleister Black versus Randy Orton and Andrade. And well, Batista attacked Tyler Bate backstage. Batista bombing him through a table in the backstage area. Brutal stuff. We managed to catch security footage of it to see what was going on, which led to having a 2-on-1 handicap match, a tornado match as well. And well, the numbers was too much for Aleister Black, and he did pick up his first loss here in Universe mode, being pinned by Randy Orton in the middle of the ring. And we will be seeing Randy Orton in action after this match here tonight. Randy will be taking on Trent 7, wanting revenge after Tyler Bate being taken out backstage last week by Batista. Challenged Randy Orton, and he wants to take down Randy Orton. Bianca Belair now going for the pin 1. Only a 1 count there for Bianca Belair. But Bianca calling Shayna to her feet, looking for the end, looking to put away Shayna Baszler right now. She's got her up. Oh, I thought she was going to go for that KOD, but instead dropping Shayna over the knee of Bianca. And now kicking down to the head, laying in those shots into Shayna Baszler's head. Bianca now getting her up to her feet. And here we go. The second time. Is this going to be enough? The second KOD of the match. My goodness, Shayna Baszler has had 2 KODs in this one. That's got to be it. 1, 2. Oh my goodness. How on earth is Shayna kicking out of 2 KODs? I thought that was going to be it for Bianca. Bianca really looked like she had that one won. Shayna though back to her feet, laying in those punches to the midsection of Bianca Belair. And now laying in the kicks in the corner. Looking to take advantage of Bianca right now. To be fair, this is what Shayna needs to do. She needs to keep the pace on her speed. But it has looked like she had this one twice now. And Shayna, well, she is not looking too great in this one so far. Not being able to get that Kirifuda clutch locked in. Not being able to tap out Bianca Belair. And wait a second though. As I say, the Shayna Baszler top rope. Oh my goodness. Wow, indeed. Of course, Becky Lynch making her way out here again. Poking her nose in business that doesn't really belong to her. And sure, I know that Shayna essentially screwed her out of that Raw Women's Championship, but come on, is this going to be a repeat of what we saw 2 weeks ago? Is Bianca going to be able to beat Shayna Baszler just like Alexa Bliss did? The roll up from Bianca. 1, 2. Oh, Shayna getting out of it. Becky Lynch on the outside watching on. Shayna Baszler completely distracted. You got to think this is all that's going through her mind at the moment. Becky Lynch will not leave Shayna Baszler alone. But Shayna, wait a second. Oh, armbar over the top rope. Wrenching at the arm of Bianca Belair. He'd be able to hold on to it for a short time, of course, because otherwise the referee would have DQ'd Shayna Baszler. But Baszler, it seems like Becky Lynch coming out here this time has fired her up. It has fired up Shayna Baszler this time. Wait a second, stretching on the arm of Bianca Belair. Perhaps Shayna thinking this is what she is going to do to Becky Lynch now. She is going to do this to Becky Lynch. She's going to put her in this move here. These connecting gut wrench suplexes. It is a brutal move, and the strength of Shayna that she can just do this lift up like it is nothing. Going for the pin 1. Only a 1 count there for Shayna Baszler. Becky Lynch did not cost Shayna this match so far. Shayna now calling her up, calling Bianca up for that Kirifuda clutch. It doesn't look like this is going to be the same result we saw for Bliss. The Kirifuda clutch. Locked in. And is that going to be it for Bianca Belair? Is that all she wrote? Let's see, is Bianca going to be able to hold on? No, she cannot. Bianca Belair tapping out in the middle of the ring to miss Money in the Bank. Shayna Baszler. Of course, Shayna. Just laughing at Bianca straight away afterwards, and probably laughing at Becky as well. Becky thinking she can come out here and cost Shayna Baszler the match. Well, Shayna this time, Shayna was ready. Shayna was ready for Becky Lynch to come out. It played into her strategy, and Shayna Baszler managed to get the victory, but you've got to wonder, when is this going to end? All this interfering with Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler. I understand Shayna cost her the Raw Women's Championship, but this is ridiculous. Every single time these two are having matches now, it's either Shayna or it's Becky. They're getting involved. We need to put an end to this somehow. We're going to have to wait and see what is decided, what Batista decides to do about this, because he's going to have to do something. But to be fair, Batista's a little preoccupied with this man right here, Randy Orton, and the man that he beat last week, Aleister Black. Wait a second though, Trent Seven coming out, trying to jump Randy Orton, but wait a second, we're hearing backstage. There's something going on backstage. We need to go backstage where Trent Seven is attacking Randy Orton right now before the match even starts, after Batista attacked Tyler Bate last week. Now Batista getting in the face of Trent Seven, but we need to go backstage. There is something going on backstage. Aleister Black, there we go, Aleister Black attacking Andrade backstage after what happened last week. I was wondering why Andrade was not there with Randy Orton and Batista. Black mass, Andrade taken out backstage. And now Aleister Black calling him up to his feet once again. These two have clearly been brawling backstage for a while. And now another black mass to Andrade. And while that looks like Aleister Black getting his revenge, well, the first part of his revenge against these guys. But we got to get back to the match at hand. Randy Orton taking it to Trent Seven once they got back into the ring. It may have taken a little bit, but Randy managed to get him back in. And then it was pretty much all over from there. Randy getting him in the vintage Orton, that elevated DDT from the middle rope. Down he went, and as much as Trent would have loved to get payback for what happened to Tyler Bate, it doesn't seem like tonight is going to be the night for Trent Seven. It is definitely not looking good, and it was all over with the RKO to Trent Seven. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton with a decisive victory before Hell in a Cell, and we can confirm Batista has confirmed the match for Hell in a Cell. And well, it will be a no disqualifications match. Randy Orton versus Aleister Black, and no disqualification for that United States Championship. Of course, Randy's pinned him once. Can he do it again? Can he be the first man to pin him in singles action on Monday Night Raw? We're going to have to see. That no DQ stipulation certainly going to play in the favour of Randy Orton. But backstage again, Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch in the general manager's office waiting for Batista to come out after being out there with Randy Orton. Oh, wait a second, these two shouting each other. Becky Lynch getting in the face of Shayna Baszler right now. And oh my goodness, the briefcase shot to the head once again from Shayna Baszler. Shayna has had enough of Becky Lynch. She has had enough of her, enough of this interference, enough of this nonsense. She wants to move on. She wants to cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase. Once again, Shayna. Suplex through the table, my goodness. Well, I'm hearing word from Batista that we do know what is going to end this feud for these guys. A Hell in a Cell is going to be a Money in the Bank ladder match. That Money in the Bank briefcase will be above the ring. And whoever manages to climb the ladder and get the briefcase, it will be theirs. My goodness, that was going to be an interesting match indeed. But we got to move on, like I was talking about earlier. Sheamus, the man who believes that he deserves an opportunity at the WWE Championship, accompanied by Dolph Ziggler. These men kind of found a bit of a connection in recent weeks. Not necessarily due to friendship at all, but just due to the fact that they both are angry and upset at Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor. And well, Sheamus managed to pin the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre in a tag team match that Drew wasn't even supposed to be in. It was supposed to be Finn Balor versus Sheamus. Dolph Ziggler attacking Finn before the match, and Drew McIntyre came out for the save, making it a tag team match instead. And while Sheamus pinned Drew McIntyre in that match for Finn Balor, he is still moving on to Hell in a Cell. After that Battle Royal win, he earned the opportunity. He signed the contract. He is getting the opportunity of the WWE Championship. And good on him. Good on Finn Balor. And of course, oh, wait a second. Drew McIntyre accompanying Finn Balor to the ring. Drew McIntyre clearly had enough of what's going on with Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus. He wants to be out here to watch tonight. Of course, last week, Finn Balor took on Dolph Ziggler in singles action. He did pick up the victory, but then after the match, Dolph and Sheamus attacking Finn Balor, beating him down. And again, Drew McIntyre came out for the save, the WWE Champion, saving his challenger at Hell in a Cell. I'm sure Drew would love to go up against a completely fresh opponent in Finn Balor. He doesn't want to go against a man who's been beaten down for weeks. He doesn't want the easy way out. But this is going to be a very interesting one indeed. Finn Balor and Sheamus, the two men who believe that they, well, who both do have very good claims to the WWE Championship. But this needs to be done with. We can't have Sheamus just causing a fuss every year. It's not okay. It's not the way things should be done here. But what about that Money in the Bank ladder match? For the Money in the Bank, that would be the easy way for Becky Lynch to get back at her Raw Women's Championship. She gets that Money in the Bank briefcase from above the ring. It will be hanging up high above the ring, and only ladders can be used to go and get it. Of course, Shayna won her Money in the Bank ladder match originally. Shayna knows what it's like. Becky has not had a ladder match here in Universe Mode, so this could be a difficult scenario for Becky Lynch. But Sheamus now taking it to Finn with the big knee to the face. And now continuing to do so. He clearly outsizes Finn. Both of these Irishmen here. Very similar men, but Sheamus much bigger, much more of a brawler. He will take it to Finn Balor, and he ain't going to stop. He doesn't care about hurting Finn Balor, you know that. He does not care about taking a cheap shot. He doesn't care about any of it. Just chucking Finn Balor across the ring like it's nothing. For Finn Balor, he's got to use his size, he's got to use his speed advantage, he's got to get around the ring quicker. And just reverse Sheamus, try and get out of the way of these big bruising moves. So the only being Sheamus is just dominating Finn Balor. Wait a second, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre trying to distract Sheamus right now. Sheamus shouting out to the audience, shouting out to Drew McIntyre. Wait a second, Dolph Ziggler now getting involved with Finn Balor on the outside, throwing him back in the ring. And Finn is not looking good in this one. Sheamus really has the number of Finn Balor in this one so far. He is probably taking it to the Irishman. Wait a second, Finn grabbing the leg, taking Sheamus down. Could this be the opportunity that Finn needs right now? Finn calling Sheamus back to his feet. And wait a second, Finn trying to get himself back into this, trying to come back into this match. And a sling blade from Finn Balor. Sheamus down on the mat. Finn though picking him up to his feet again. And what is Finn looking for here? Throwing him into the corner. Looking for that big drop kick, I think. But Sheamus getting the reversal. And now Sheamus getting Finn up to his feet. And this is not good for Finn Balor. The Irish Curse backbreakers. The multiple backbreakers from Sheamus to Finn Balor, looking to break the back of Finn Balor. And now Sheamus dragging Finn to the middle of the ring. Going for that pinfall. Finn Balor won. Only a 1 count there for Sheamus over Finn Balor after those backbreakers. Finn has heart. He's not going to give up a bro kick. Drew McIntyre though. Drew McIntyre getting up on the apron, distracting Sheamus. Sheamus had the match won, but Drew McIntyre is screwing Sheamus right now, it looks like. He has distracted Sheamus from this pinfall attempt. And Finn Balor's back to his feet. Finn Balor trying to climb back to his feet. I think if Sheamus had gone for that pinfall, he would have won. He would have won this match with Drew McIntyre. Wanting a little bit of revenge against Sheamus himself, I guess. But to be fair, if you can't deal with it, then perhaps you shouldn't play those cards, Sheamus. And now Finn, he has that dropkick in place. Is he going to be able to hit the dropkick into the corner? Yes, he does. Into those turnbuckles, damaging the back of Sheamus. Now Finn looking to take advantage, going up to the top, looking for the coup de grace. And that's it. That's got to be it. Sheamus has got to be done. 1, 2. No, Sheamus somehow kicking out of the coup de grace. The finishing blow from Finn Balor. Finn Balor almost had it won there. He almost had it, but not just. He needs to hit that big 1916. That is probably the best way for Finn to get the victory right now. But you can't forget, Sheamus had this one. No matter what happens in this match now, Sheamus had this one, and what is Finn doing? Finn's lost his mind apparently. But as I was saying, Sheamus probably had this one. We will never know for sure because obviously Sheamus was distracted by Drew McIntyre. But I would say he had it won. That seemed like it was going to be it. And the flatliner from Finn Balor, he's now trying to take advantage of Sheamus. He has really managed to get back on top of this match after distraction from Drew McIntyre. But there's always going to be an asterisk. There's always going to be an asterisk. Finn Balor taken down by Sheamus on the outside. Sheamus running into him with a clubbing blow. And now lifting him up to his feet. Drew McIntyre, the WWE Champion, just there watching on. Of course, Dolph Ziggler on the other side of the ring as well. You got to wonder if Dolph Ziggler's going to get himself involved in this one just like Drew McIntyre has. With Finn getting the elbows to the heads of Sheamus. We're up to a 5 count. These two need to get back into the ring. Finn getting himself back into the 6 count. Sheamus down on the outside. But Drew McIntyre, he doesn't want it to end like this. He wants to see Sheamus get pinned. And he throws him back into the ring. Throwing him in for Finn Balor's coup de grace. He's gone up to the top rope. And here it is, the second coup de grace from Finn Balor. Is that enough? Is the second time enough? Whoa! What just happened? Sheamus just kicked out and nothing. There wasn't a single count. Sheamus kicked out just instantaneously. How on earth did he do that? Just a 0 count, just kicking out of the coup de grace. Oh my goodness. Now Finn Balor caught up in the rope. Sheamus taking advantage, clubbing blow, and a big knee to the side of the head, and Finn has got to be done. He's got to be out after that, and now Sheamus kicking to the back of Finn, managing to get back to his feet somehow. Trying to throw some punches at Sheamus, but it is not even phasing him. But the flatliner taking Sheamus down to the mat. And Finn looking down over Sheamus. Perhaps shouldn't be wasting so much time. Perhaps should get on with what he's doing. But wait a second. Finn Balor trying his hardest now. But Sheamus reversing, throwing Finn into the corner. And into the gut with the shoulder. And now kicking down into Finn Balor into the corner. Sheamus. This match has been so much more competitive than I would have expected. Oh my goodness, these two really taking it to each other. But again, Drew McIntyre, as soon as Sheamus had the upper hand slightly, Drew McIntyre again distracting Sheamus, allowing Finn Balor to get himself back. Like Finn's completely out of it. And it's allowed Finn Balor to get back to his feet and now rolling up Sheamus but into the ropes, too close to the ropes. My goodness, Finn Balor getting Sheamus up to his feet. Sheamus though reversing, catching the fist. And now fighting back to Finn Balor. And again, Drew McIntyre. I'm surprised Sheamus hasn't just punched him in the face at this point, to be honest with you. Finn Balor now throwing Sheamus into the corner. And taking him down. You got to think, why isn't Dolph Ziggler doing the same thing? But you got to think it's a very different relationship that Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus have. And where's Finn calling into his feet? Is this going to be it? 1916 from Finn Balor. Is that enough to put away Sheamus right now? 1, 2. Unbelievable stuff here from Finn Balor here tonight. What a big victory for Finn going into Hell in a Cell. I cannot believe he managed to do that. Managed to beat that brood of a man Sheamus. And of course, I do have to go back to, I know I've said it multiple times, but the asterisk is on this match. You've got to give a major assist to Drew McIntyre in this one. If it wasn't for Drew McIntyre, I think Finn would have lost this one. A bro kick to the face very early on in this match. Finn looked like he was out. Looked like that was going to be it, but it was a turning point. Drew McIntyre distracted Sheamus, allowing Finn Balor to get back into this, and then multiple distractions from Drew, getting his revenge on Sheamus after what's been going on. But a Hell in a Cell will be these two men, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor. You got to think Sheamus will be watching the match Very, very closely indeed. But next up we move on to a tag team contest here tonight. The B team are back on Monday Night Raw looking to get a big victory here tonight. They are looking for something big. Looking to get themselves up in that Raw Tag Team division, looking to get closer to those Raw Tag Team Championships, but they're going to have to go through Hype Air here tonight. The recently debuted team of Mojo Rawley and Mark Andrews, and these guys, they've been very good so far. They have been very strong in their matches so far here in Universe Mode. These guys picking up the victories and having fun doing it. You can't deny the ties difference these team, and really helps, to be honest. The big man, little man thing, it works for these guys. And early on in this match, Mark Andrews went for a huge suicide dive onto Bo Dallas on the outside. And just look at this. Diving through, smashing Bo into that barricade. And Mark Andrews, you can't deny how good he is at just flying around the ring. It is his best thing he can do. But Mojo Rawley, he has the strength, he has the power, and just obliterating Bo Dallas. And it all came down to this, slamming Axel down into the mat. And that was enough for Mojo to pick up the win here tonight. But we've got to talk about the Raw Tag Team Championships. We have heard from The Fiend. It is going to be a Hell in a Cell match, a 6-man tag. AJ and the Club versus The Fiend and the Fiendish Boys, the Hardy Boys. And those Raw Tag Championships will be on the line in that one, and potentially AJ's freedom as well. AJ's freedom from The Fiend. But we move on to our main event here tonight. Alexa Bliss will be taking on Rhea Ripley for that Raw Women's Championship. And well, she has definitely been very lucky with how she's got into this position. Getting that victory over Shayna Baszler. Unbelievable. And the assist was all to Becky Lynch on that one. But she still pinned her. She hit her DDT. She pinned her in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Beating Candice LeRae last week. Alexa Bliss has definitely got herself back to where she was at the beginning of Universe Mode. At the beginning of Universe Mode, she was right there. She was one of the women who could have been the first Raw Women's Champion. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way for her. She had a 2 out of 3 Falls match with Becky Lynch. But Becky did pick up the victory in that one. But Alexa Bliss getting herself back into position for this Raw Women's Championship. But tonight, she has to go up against Rhea Ripley. It is going to be a difficult one for Alexa here tonight. Rhea, of course, only won the championship at Clash of Champions by defeating Becky Lynch, a woman who seemed nigh unbeatable in singles matches. She had held on to that Raw Women's Championship since the beginning of Universe Mode. And well, you can't deny that it seemed like she was perhaps going to hold on to that title forever in Universe Mode. But Rhea Ripley, she was the one able to end it, of course, with the assist to Shayna Baszler. But Rhea, your new Raw Women's Champion, and Alexa Bliss being her first defense here tonight in the main event of Raw before Hell in a Cell. Oh, Alexa Bliss managing to lift up Rhea Ripley. That is not something I expected to see in this one. Alexa Bliss, much smaller than Rhea Ripley, much smaller and a lot less muscle than Rhea Ripley. Oh, the big, brutal scorpion kick to the head. Oh my goodness. And a huge kick taking Alexa off her feet. And now Rhea taking advantage, throwing down those punches to the face of Alexa Bliss. This is going to be a very difficult one indeed for Alexa, but she has a pinfall over Shayna Baszler. It's not something you can say for many people here on Monday Night Raw. So you can't look past Alexa Bliss here tonight. If this match manages to go long enough, perhaps Rhea Ripley will get tired. Perhaps Rhea won't be able to be as strong as she is this beginning bit, because right now she is dominating Alexa, and Alexa wisely getting out of the ring, trying to get away from Rhea Ripley for a second. But Rhea coming straight out to join her and drop kick to the back of Bliss. But Bliss managing to not fall over, managing to arch her back so it didn't really hit her properly, I guess. And now taking it to Rhea Ripley on the outside. Right, second Alexa. Oh my goodness. Suplexing Rhea onto the steel steps. Onto the actual step parts of the step. The most painful bit, you gotta think. That's where the sharp edges are. That's not where I'd want to hit. And now Alexa taking advantage of the back of Rhea Ripley. That is going to be the weak spot of Rhea Ripley in this match now. The back of Rhea is going to be damaged after that suplex onto the steel steps from Alexa Bliss. And now up to an 8 count, I think, from the referee. These guys need to get back into the ring. Of course, there's championship advantage. Alexa Bliss can't win the championship on a count out. But Rhea breaking the count. She wants to beat up Alexa, but Alexa throwing Rhea into the post. My goodness, and Rhea out on the outside right now. Alexa somehow has managed to get herself back into this. With perhaps a little bit of a cheeky move, but trying to go for a spear, but Rhea pulls her down with a big DDT instead. Rhea Ripley has not given up this easily. But wait a second, Bliss rolling through. Perhaps not the smartest idea going for a roll up on the outside, but it did work for her. She managed to prevent whatever move Rhea was going for. After a 5 count, these guys need to get back in the ring as soon as possible, but Alexa Bliss reversing whatever Rhea was going for there on the outside. Big cutter from Rhea Ripley. Up to a 7. Alexa, foot up to the face, catching Rhea Ripley. 8 count. Come on, guys. Get in the ring. Alexa managing to get back in the ring. And Alexa breaking the count. Wanting to keep this on the outside. Very interesting indeed. Nobody would have expected from Alexa Bliss in this match. But we are back fully in the ring now, Alexa and Rhea. And Alexa got to work over that back of Rhea Ripley. That is definitely the weak spot. That is the targeted area right now. And Alexa is managing to have her way with Rhea a little bit. But as soon as I say that, of course, Rhea gets the big elbow to the face. And then takes Alexa Bliss over her head. And now going for the pinfall on Bliss. Is this going to be enough? One. Only a 1 count for Rhea. Far too early in the match for this one so far. Alexa not going to give up that easily. And now Rhea Ripley, wait a second. Oh, slamming her down with all her power. Lifting her up so high and then slamming her straight down. Trying to hit some big move there, but Alexa rolling over the top, using her size advantage there. And wait a second. Oh, very nice. Sunset flip powerbomb from Alexa Bliss. Not sunset flip, I apologise. I've forgotten what it's called. 1. Only a 1 count there for Bliss. It was a very confident cover. Wait a second. Insult to injury from Alexa. Going for the pinfall yet again. 1, 2. But Rhea Ripley kicking out. Alexa, after the beginning of this match, I thought there was no chance for Alexa, but she has managed to put herself back into this after that suplex onto the steel steps. And wait a second. The DDT, the move that put away Shayna Baszler. 1, 2. No, we do not have a new Raw Women's Champion just yet. Oh my goodness. I thought that could have been it. I thought she had Rhea's number then. That would have been a huge upset for Alexa Bliss if she'd been able to pin Rhea Ripley just then. I can't believe Rhea Ripley has taken some punishment in this one from Alexa. But Rhea now catching the fist, punching to the guard. Now Rhea looking to get herself back into this with a Luthez press, punching down into the face of Alexa Bliss. But oh no, come on, Shayna. Is Shayna going to cash in? Shayna going to cash in so that she doesn't have to have a ladder match. Well, if she doesn't have a briefcase, there can't be a Money in the Bank ladder match, but no, Shayna Baszler changing her mind. The same thing that happened to Becky Lynch has now happened to Rhea Ripley. She teased the cash in, but not cashing in yet again, and now Alexa being able to take advantage of Rhea. This is just what happened to Becky Lynch, but Rhea Ripley hit that riptide straight away after that. Shayna Baszler, what is going through the mind of that woman? She is just playing with everyone, trying to get as many enemies as possible, it looks like. Wait, so Alexa taking advantage, rolling through. Is that going to be enough? The rolling through. 1, 2. Only a 2 count there for Bliss. But I thought that would have been a very smart move by Shayna Baszler, to be honest. If she'd managed to cash in her briefcase right then, there wouldn't have been a Money in the Bank ladder match, would there? Because there's no more Money in the Bank. I don't know what Batista would have agreed to then. Whether it would have been a triple threat match or a ladder match just for the Raw Women's Championship instead. I don't know what would have been decided, to be honest with you. But another insult to injury from Bliss, middle of the ring. Going for the pinfall yet again. 1, 2. Oh my god. What? How on I'm genuinely shocked. Alexa Bliss has just pinned Rhea Ripley and become our new Raw Women's Champion on the final Raw before Hell in a Cell. Unbelievable, and with an insult to injury. I know Rhea's back was injured, but I cannot believe that Rhea Ripley lost like that. That is not ideal for Rhea Ripley, is it? Her first championship defense, and she has already lost her championship. Alexa Bliss is your new Raw Women's Champion. She is holding that title belt high. But don't forget, we have Hell in a Cell coming up. Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor. The Fiend and the Fiendish Boys versus the Club. It is going to be an intense time. And don't forget the no disqualification match. Aleister Black versus Randy Orton. Money in the Bank ladder match. Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler. Thank you very, very much for watching as we see Alexa Bliss celebrating her championship win. And well, we will see you on the final SmackDown before Hell in a Cell. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.